girls hating on Caitlyn Clark. Y'all petty, girls. I expect men to be petty because we're the most insecure group in the world.
Oh, you are.
Y'all should be thanking that girl for getting y'all ass.
For nearly 3 decades, the WNBA existed on the margins, half-filled arenas, games tucked away on little-known channels, and elite talent rarely given its full recognition. Then everything shifted. Caitlyn Clark arrived. One rookie, one electrifying season, and the league that once fought for attention suddenly became impossible to ignore. How did a single player flip the narrative? What turned her into an unstoppable force? Records fell. Arenas packed out. Television audiences exploded. She wasn't just competing, she was reshaping women's basketball in real time. This was the Caitlyn Clark effect. Quick quiz. What made Caitlyn Clark unstoppable in her rookie WNBA season? Sold-out arenas. B. Record-breaking performances. C. Surging TV ratings. D. All of the above. Think you know? Drop your answer. The truth comes later.
In the 2024 WNBA draft, the Indiana Fever select Caitlyn Clark.
Here's what people don't tell you about becoming a transformational figure. You don't simply step into the spotlight, you illuminate everything around you. When Caitlyn Clark was selected first overall by the Indiana Fever in the 2024 WNBA draft, a draft that drew 2.45 million viewers, shattering the previous record, she didn't just bring excitement. She brought scrutiny unlike anything the league had faced before. Suddenly, the cameras weren't focused only on the hardwood. They zoomed out. Charter flight policies, hotel standards, player salaries, broadcast production, arena environments. For the first time, millions of casual sports fans tuned in and asked one sharp, unavoidable question. Why is it like this? For years, the WNBA operated in relative obscurity. Limited viewership meant limited pressure. Limited pressure allowed structural flaws to linger without widespread criticism. But Clark's arrival pulled the curtain back. When new fans discovered that WNBA players were flying commercial while many male professionals traveled via private charters, it sparked immediate national debate. When viewers compared arena setups, production quality, and media coverage, the differences were impossible to ignore. And here's what mattered most. The audience didn't look away. They leaned closer. People who had never watched a WNBA game before May 2024 suddenly followed the Indiana Fever the way fans track NFL franchises. They memorized rosters, monitored statistics, debated rotations in barbershops, group chats, and around dinner tables. One father, Jason Smith, took his 9-year-old daughter, Autumn, to a Fever road game in Washington, D.C., their very first WNBA experience. She told reporters she loved Clark's deep three-pointers and no-look passes. Within weeks, that family was following 4 different teams. That's the real spotlight effect. It's not just about one athlete dominating the game. It's about a player so compelling that the audience she attracts stays, even after the spotlight shifts elsewhere.
When things seem like they're long and they're tired and I have to do this and I have to do that, I just try to remind myself of how grateful
They stayed. They became supporters of the sport itself, not just admirers of one athlete. Olympic gold medalist Simone Biles attended an Indiana Fever game in August 2024, her first WNBA game, and shared the experience publicly. Her message was short but powerful: everyone watches women's sports. The meaning was clear. If the most decorated gymnast in history is showing up, maybe it's time you did too. Clark didn't just pack arenas. She created cultural permission. She made it not only acceptable but essential for mainstream fans to invest in women's basketball. The NCAA women's all-time leading scorer caught fire immediately, even while battling through physical defense and early foul trouble. And once the door to national attention opened, it never shut. Now for the answer to the quiz. The correct choice is D, all of the above. Sold-out arenas. Record-breaking performances. Exploding TV ratings. If you guessed it right, check the comments. Let's talk numbers, real ones, because they are staggering. In 2023, the Fever averaged just over 4,000 fans per home game. In 2024, with Caitlyn Clark on the roster, that number jumped to more than 17,000. That's not incremental growth, that's multiplication. The Fever became the first franchise in league history to surpass 340,000 total home attendees in a single season. Across the 31 games Clark played, more than 500,000 fans attended Fever games, home and away combined. To put it in perspective, Indiana exceeded its entire 2023 home attendance within the first 5 home games of 2024. For opposing teams, the Washington Mystics, Atlanta Dream, Las Vegas Aces, and Los Angeles Sparks relocated their home matchups against Indiana to larger NBA arenas to meet demand. Washington moved a game to Capital One Arena, drawing 20,333 fans, the highest attendance for a regular season WNBA game in 17 years. The season finale there drew 20,711, setting another modern benchmark. Television told the same story. The WNBA reached more than 54 million unique viewers across networks in 2024, the highest total in league history. 22 regular season games surpassed 1 million viewers, and Clark played in all but 3 of them. You had to scroll deep into the rankings to find a top-viewed game that didn't feature Indiana. ESPN platforms averaged 1.19 million viewers per WNBA broadcast, a 170% increase year-over-year. The 7 most-watched WNBA games in ESPN history all occurred in 2024. CBS recorded its 5 most-viewed WNBA broadcasts ever. NBA TV quadrupled its league audience. 6 separate networks, ESPN, ESPN2, ABC, CBS, ION, and NBA TV, each aired their most-watched WNBA game ever during the same season. The All-Star Game, featuring Clark alongside Angel Reese against the U.S. Olympic team, drew 3.44 million viewers, shattering the previous 2003 record of 1.44 million. Clark didn't edge past the record, she obliterated it. Financially, the surge was just as dramatic. Forbes valued the Fever at $370 million, making them the second most valuable franchise in the league, with Clark's popularity cited as a central factor. The team reportedly generated an estimated $32 million in revenue in 2024, leading the WNBA. The Common Sense Institute of Iowa projected that the Caitlyn Clark effect boosted Iowa's GDP by between $14 million and $52 million during her college career, contributing roughly $82.5 million in consumer spending. Online interest skyrocketed as well. Google searches for the WNBA rose more than 300% compared to the previous season, over 850% compared to 5 years earlier, and nearly 1,400% compared to a decade ago. Perhaps the most telling number comes from Q scores, which measure public recognition and appeal. Approximately 44% of Americans recognize Caitlyn Clark. That exceeds Aaron Judge, 30%, Mike Trout, 25%, and Shohei Ohtani, 23%. A rookie in her first professional season became more recognizable than 3 of Major League Baseball's biggest stars. These aren't small gains. They represent a structural shift, and every data point connects back to one player. Now comes the uncomfortable truth. Disruption never enters quietly. Even before Clark played her first professional minute, debates surrounded her arrival. Some hailed her as the breakthrough the league needed. Others questioned why she received unprecedented attention while long-established veterans had labored for decades without similar visibility. Conversations about race, media equity, and exposure in women's sports quickly surfaced. On the court, her introduction was physical. Early games featured hard fouls that sparked controversy, a flagrant from Chicago's Diamond DeShields, a viral hip check from Chindi Carter, and contact from Angel Reese that ignited debate. These incidents spilled beyond sports shows into mainstream media and social platforms. Off the floor, criticism continued. WNBA legend Sheryl Swoopes misstated details about Clark's college career, incorrectly suggesting she had played 5 seasons and taken excessive shots. Diana Taurasi cautioned before the season that reality awaited incoming rookies, comments many interpreted as directed at Clark. Most notably, Clark was left off the USA basketball roster for the 2024 Paris Olympics, a decision that fueled intense public reaction. Charles Barkley, speaking on the Bill Simmons podcast, described the backlash as petty jealousy. He argued that Clark was delivering historic revenue and exposure, and that undermining her growth was counterproductive. He also praised her restraint for refusing to engage publicly and letting her performance speak instead. And the audience responded louder than anyone else. Every controversy amplified interest. Every hard foul, every roster omission, every debate only intensified the spotlight. Fans didn't retreat, they committed further. They purchased more tickets, tuned into more broadcasts, and argued more passionately. The resistance became fuel. Indiana began the season 1-8. Critics circled. Then Clark adjusted. She grew sharper, stronger, faster. She read defenses like a seasoned veteran. The Fever rallied, finishing 20-20 and clinching their first playoff berth in 8 years, ending the league's longest active postseason drought. Clark concluded her rookie campaign averaging 19.2 points and a league-leading 8.4 assists per game. She set the WNBA single-season assist record with 337 and the single-game assist mark with 19. She recorded 2 triple-doubles, a rare achievement in league history, and earned Rookie of the Year honors unanimously. Opposition didn't derail her. It confirmed her impact. When analysts search for comparisons, they reach for the biggest icons. Michael Jordan transformed the NBA in the 1980s, elevating it from instability to global dominance. Clark's influence on the WNBA follows a similar structural arc. The league in 2023 possessed talent and legitimacy but lacked a singular mainstream magnet. Clark filled that role. The parallel to LeBron James is equally striking. When LeBron entered the NBA in 2003, the Cleveland Cavaliers were struggling. Within a season, attendance soared and national attention followed. Clark's arrival in Indiana produced a nearly identical effect. A franchise long absent from playoff relevance suddenly becoming appointment viewing. And then there's Tiger Woods. Before Tiger, golf appealed to a narrow audience. After Tiger, it became a... Fans who once viewed sports purely as entertainment are now tuning into the WNBA because of her. The crossover appeal is unlike anything the league has seen before. During the 2024 season, Charles Barkley made another striking comparison, saying Clark's vision and control of the game reminded him of Jason Kidd, one of the greatest point guards in NBA history. Barkley highlighted her tempo, her anticipation of plays before they unfold, and her instinct to involve teammates at exactly the right moment. Praise like that, from someone who competed alongside legends, isn't handed out lightly. The point isn't that Clark is Michael Jordan, LeBron James, or Tiger Woods. It's that she fills a similar structural role. She's the gravitational center. Everything moves around her. And history shows that when a figure like that enters a league, the league is permanently altered. But here's what statistics and comparisons fail to fully capture about Caitlyn Clark. The difference between a star and a phenomenon often comes down to something simple: authenticity. She is exactly who she appears to be. In a time of polished media training and carefully managed public images, Clark's transparency stands out. She celebrates huge shots with raw emotion. She talks when the competitive fire demands it. She shows frustration after questionable calls and doesn't mask it with rehearsed neutrality. At one point, she nearly collected a 7th technical foul in a single season, and teammates had to guide her away from an official. And fans love every second of it. People instinctively recognize authenticity, even if they can't define it. Talent can be imitated for a while. Composure can be rehearsed. But genuine passion cannot be faked. And Clark's passion is visible. You see it when she sprints back on defense after scoring. When she applauds a teammate's play from the bench. When she answers post-game questions directly and thoughtfully, never hiding behind empty cliches. When she was excluded from the Olympic roster, she didn't lash out publicly or stir controversy online. She acknowledged the disappointment with quiet professionalism and returned to work. Then, in the All-Star Game, broadcast nationally on a Friday night, she responded in the only way she knows how, through performance. She delivered 10 assists, orchestrated highlight after highlight, and helped draw 3.44 million viewers. When hard fouls came, she rose every time. No public complaints. No victim narrative. She stepped to the free throw line and converted. Barkley applauded her resilience. Fans admired her toughness. The message was clear: you can knock me down, but you won't keep me there. That composure under intense scrutiny is what elevates Clark beyond pure skill. Many players can score. Many can distribute the ball. Few can withstand the blend of physical defense, media debate, and cultural expectation she faced in her rookie season, and emerged stronger. Her authenticity has achieved what executives and marketers have long attempted to manufacture: genuine emotional investment. Fans don't simply watch Caitlyn Clark, they care about her. They feel the sting of a missed call. They celebrate a deep three as the shot clock expires. That connection cannot be built through advertising alone. It grows from sincerity. In a sports culture crowded with carefully constructed personas, Clark's realness is her competitive edge. It's why parents are bringing their daughters to games. It's why Simone Biles sits courtside. It's why barbershops that never mention the WNBA are now debating assist totals. Authenticity itself has become part of the product, and the product is thriving. Caitlyn Clark has undeniably shifted the landscape. Arenas are packed. Ratings are soaring. Global attention is locked in. But one extraordinary season doesn't automatically secure a permanent transformation. Can the WNBA convert this surge into sustained momentum? Will emerging stars rise to the standard that's been set? Or could the spotlight eventually drift elsewhere? Those questions remain unanswered. What isn't uncertain is this: the game is different now. And anyone who loves basketball will be watching closely as the next chapter unfolds.